Hello, Algebra 1 students. We are here today with our only set of notes for the week. It is on factoring. We're basically just going to do a quick factoring review. This is actually one of your homework assignments, 5.05. I'm going to do the first 5 problems with you, probably pretty quick. So that way, if you're in doubt of what to do for this homework, or if you just want a little bit of review with me before you keep working on factoring, then you can do that. All right, so here we are. We have 18 problems that you're going to be factoring. You're going to factor the problems. You're going to write the answer and factored answer in the middle column that's blank there. And then you're going to choose which of the 5, right? There are 5 columns here. You're going to choose which of those 5 that you use to do your factoring. So I will walk you through this. We will fill in as we go. So let's look at number 1. I'm going to go to the blank page here. So here we are, number 1. So number 1, the problem we're going to factor is 9x squared y5 minus 12x3 y3 minus 3xy squared. All right, so when you're factoring, first thing we should be asking is it in standard form? If you have 2 or more variables in a problem, I wouldn't worry so much about standard form. We didn't really learn how to put standard form when there's multiple variables, so we don't need to worry about that for this one. Second thing we're going to look for is a GCF. So when I'm looking through this problem, I see that 9, 12, and 3 all have a number in common, right? We can divide 3 out of all of those. And then x squared, x3, and x, we can divide an x out of all 3 of those x's. And then we have y5, y3, and y squared. So they all have y's, and they all can take out a y squared. So my GCF for this problem is 3xy squared. Make sure your GCF goes out front when you're factoring. And then we do the math. 9 divided by 3 is 3. X squared divided by x is x. Y5 divided by y squared is y to the power of 3. Second term, negative 12 divided by 3 is negative 4. X3 divided by x is x squared. Y3 divided by y squared is y. And then last term, negative 3 divided by 3 is negative 1. X divided by x is 1. Y squared divided by y squared is also 1. So here we are. Once you finish taking a GCF, you should always check what's left in parentheses if it can be factored further. So I look and say 3, 4, 1. There, I got the GCF for the number. And then I have x, y, and no variables. So we are done. And this is not a quadratic trinomial, so there's my answer. So once you get your answer, then you're going to go over here to the sheet in front, and we are going to write in our answer. So here, 3xy squared times 3xy3 minus 4x squared y minus 1. There we go. So there is factored form, the answer. And then we're going to go and decide which of the columns, right? We only factored a GCF out. That means we're going to put an X on that first column, right? So that's what number 1 looks like. The answer and then factored. All right, let's go to number 2. So here we go. Number 2, the right term. So number 2 looks like this. 9x minus 5 plus 2x squared, right? So first thing we said when we're factoring is we should check for standard form. This is not in standard form because the x squared term needs to be first, right? It needs to be biggest exponent on the variable to the smallest. So in standard form, it would look like this: 2x squared plus 9x minus 5. Right? Once we get it into standard form, now we're going to check to see if there's a GCF. That's my next step always for factoring. 2, 9, 5, only GCF is 1. There's not an X in all 3 of those terms either, so does not have a GCF. So that means we're going to do our quadratic trinomial factoring because this is to the power of 2, and there's 3 terms. So to do that, I'm going to box the middle term. And then I know a few of you are doing a different method. That's fine if you're doing a different method. Just make sure you show your work, right? What we want to do is we need to grab that 2 and grab that negative 5 and multiply them together to give us a negative 10. And then that's negative 10 is going to help us split that 9x in the middle. So I'm going to go over here and do, let me rewrite that, looks nicer. There we go, negative 10. We're factor pairs of 10 are 1 times 10. 2 times 5, and that's all my factor pairs of 10. Since it is a minus sign, right, we're going to subtract to a positive 9x. What that means is that the bigger number is positive, right? Signs are different. Bigger number is positive. So really, if it's the top set of factor pairs, the 1's going to be negative. If it's the second set of factor pairs, the 2 is going to be negative. And then I check and said 10 minus 1 is 9. This one here works, right? Negative 1 plus 10 equals 9. That is what we want. We want 9x. So we don't even need to check the second one. So I'm going to go over and take my trinomial and rewrite it with 4 terms. So I have 2x squared minus 1x plus 10x minus 5. There we go. Now we have 4 terms we're going to take, and we're going to group the first 2 together and group the second 2 together. And then we're going to do GCF. So the first 2, I can take a 1 out of both, and I can take an x. Right, so 1x comes out. 2 divided by 1 is 2. X squared divided by x is x. Negative 1x divided by 1x is just a negative 1. And then I look over here for the second 2 sets. I have 10 and 5. I can divide out of 5. So I have 5 comes out, and then 10 divided by 5 is 2 times that x. Negative 5 divided by 5 is negative 1. We want these to be exactly the same for this quadratic trinomial factoring. They are, so that means my answer is 2x minus 1, and then we're going to take those 2 GCFs and put those together for my second binomial, x plus 5, or you could do 1x plus 5, does not matter. Here we are, right? Because our goal was to find 2 binomials that multiply back to give us that trinomial that we started with. So going to the thing here, I have a new sheet so we can fill in for number 2. So going down here at number 2, we're going to write our answer of 2x minus 1 times x plus 5. The answer for number 1 is on the previous sheet. I couldn't put them all together in one for the notes, so your sheet would have them all in one sheet together. And then I look here, and it's okay. My my factoring, I did not take a GCF out, but I did quadratic trinomial. So the quadratic trinomial, I had instead of writing out that, I just wrote ax squared plus bx plus c. Right? That's the quadratic trinomial factoring. So here we are. There's the answer to number 2. All right, number 3. So number 3 looks like this. I have 2x squared minus 16x plus 24. All right, so we check to see it's in standard form, and it looks like that. That box gets checked. Second thing to check for is a GCF. And I look at it and say, whoa, I see a GCF. I see that I can divide 2 out of all 3 of these terms. So let's take that 2 out. 2 divided by 2 is 1 times that x squared. 16 divided by 2 is 8 times that x. 24 divided by 2 is 12. Once we take that GCF out, now we got to check what's in parentheses. And I'm looking at what's in parentheses, and I'm seeing it's a quadratic trinomial. So I am going to try to factor it. It may or may not be able to be factored. Let's check. Right? So we're multiplying 1 times 12 to give us a positive 12. And then we're going to break apart that negative 8x. So positive 12 means my factors are 1 times 12. 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. Since it is a positive, right, since it's a positive 12, we're going to add to negative 8x. Since we're adding to negative 8x, that means both numbers have to be negative. So if we think about it, we're going to do a negative, 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 negative. If you want to fill it in, feel free, you don't have to. Because a negative times a negative is positive, a negative plus a negative is negative, right? So this would be negative 13, negative 1 plus negative 12. That does not work. Negative 2 plus negative 6 is negative 8. That's what we wanted, right? So there's my factor pairs. So I'm going to rewrite what's in parentheses, 1x squared minus 2x minus 6x plus 12. Right, so I factored what's in parentheses there. Now I got 4 terms. We're going to split apart and do the factoring here. So I can divide out a 1 and an x out of both of the first and second term. Right, left with x minus 2. Remember when you're dividing the second one, if this first term is negative, you got to take the negative out. 6 and 12 have a common factor of 6. So it's a negative 6 is the GCF. That leaves us with x minus 2. In order for these to be exactly the same, if this first value is negative, you have to take it out. So then my answer is x minus 2 times x minus 6 times that 2 that we already took out. So my final answer is 2 times x minus 2 times x minus 6. Now you might remember here that if for the ax squared term, right, this first term over here, it is 1x squared. If the a equals 1, then you can technically skip this whole thing in the middle and just go straight to the x minus 2 and x minus 6. Because our factors were negative 2 and negative 6, we can go straight to x minus 2, x minus 6, then times the 2 out front. So if you don't remember that shortcut, does not matter. Just keep factoring. You'll get to the right place. So my answer for number 3 is 2 times x minus 6 times x minus 2. Does not matter which order you put those in, your choice. And then if I look here, for the type of factoring we did this time, we did both a GCF and ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, if you did the trinomial factoring first before you did GCF, then you would have taken the GCF out at the end. Your two binomials would have had a GCF in there that you had to factor out. Because remember, your binomials, these guys here, need to not have a GCF. So if they have a GCF, you still should be dividing that out. So you'll catch it at the end if you didn't catch it at the front. All right, now we're on to number 4, right? So number 4 looks like this. Turn my page. All right, so 12x squared plus 5y. All right, so 2, and I said there's more than one variable. We don't worry so much about standard form. It does have the quadratic first, I guess. Looking for GCF, we have a 12 and a 5, and if you're not sure, remember it's right. It's 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4, 5 is 1 times 5. The only factors that they have in common is this 1, right? So 1's the only factor. So you can't take a number of GCF out. And then I look at the letters here, and I see an x is on the first term, and I see a y in the second term. So they don't even have any letters in common. So they have no numbers in common, no letters in common. Then this can't be factored. It is prime. Right? So this number 4 is prime. So filling in my here, I'm going to make it bigger so I can write better. All right, so number 4 down. Let me change that. All right, number 1, 2, 3, 4 is prime. And sometimes when we write prime, when we write the factored answer, we would just rewrite the answer as the original problem, right? Because it can't be factored. So the original problem is technically already factored because there's nothing you could do to it. Now, when we go over here, I did give us a column for prime, right? Because we didn't do any factoring. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth one down becomes an x, right? So there's my answer to the fourth problem. All right, one last one together, and then you guys can finish up the rest as part of your homework this week. All right, so number 5. We have 144y squared minus 25, right? So we start with standard form. Yes, it's in standard form, the squared terms first. And then we check to see if there's a GCF, 144 and 25, only GCF's 1. Then I look and see, is it a quadratic trinomial that we can factor? Now, it's a quadratic, right? It's power 2. It's not a trinomial, but there is a minus sign in the middle. So if you remember, the special cases that if it's a quadratic and it's a minus sign in the middle, then we can check to see if it is a difference of squares problem. You could, to check to see if it's a difference of squares, you could rewrite this problem with a 0y in the middle and factor with the robot factoring, right? The quadratic trinomial factoring, the factor by grouping, that would totally work. So putting that, you could do this, and then you could box this and do the whole thing, but I don't want to multiply 144 times 25. And I told you that if this is a quadratic trinomial, difference of squares, then that means that if we take the square root of 144y squared, right? 144 is really 12 times 12, and then times y, right? Square root of 144 is 12. Square root of y squared is y. That means that the square root, if we took the square root of that whole thing, that's 12y. And then if I look at the second one and say the square root of 25 is the same thing as the square root of 5 times 5, which means that we get to take that out. which means that's 5, right? So the square root of 25 is 5. If these are both perfect squares, then we know we have a difference of squares. And our answer is 12y minus 5 and 12y plus 5. Or you could write 12y plus 5 and 12y minus 5. Doesn't matter if the minus is first or the plus. Right? That's my answer. And that's my answer because if we go back here, right, if we multiply this, 12 times 12 is 144, y times y is y squared. And then we have 12 times 5 is plus 60y. And then negative 5 times 12 is negative 65. And then negative 5 times positive 5 is negative 25, right? And then these go away in the middle. So you're left with 144y squared minus 25. It only works for perfect squares. So if your quadratic here is a minus sign in the middle and they're both perfect squares, then it is factorable. If it won't be factorable if all those things do not all occur. All right, so let's go ahead and write a final answer in here. So my final, whoops, let me make this a little bit bigger so I can write a little bit better. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my final answer here is 12x minus 5 times 12x plus 5. And then if we look over here, there is a column for difference of squares. Right, so this one was prime, this one was this one, and that one, and that one, just to kind of show us all of those, right? If you have all the answers filled in. So on your paper, you would have all of these factored into one place. I couldn't get them all in one place initially, so you would have that 3xy squared times 3xy3 minus 4x squared y minus 1, and then you would have 2x minus 1 times x plus 5, and then 2 times x minus 6 times x minus 2, and then you had prime. Or you had 12x squared plus 5y, right? So your paper would look like this at this point. So you've done the first 5. We did the first 5 problems together. Now you're going to finish number 6 through 18, practicing factoring, right? If we were in class doing this, we would have been practicing factoring every day. We would have had lots and lots of practice. So I'm trying to make sure you've got enough practice because you need lots and lots of practice for this process to start sinking in. It's not an inherent process that makes sense when you start doing it. It's just you've got to learn it and you've got to keep working with it, and eventually it'll start to click on how it's working. And we're going to use this process in our next unit, so we got to get it mastered now. All right, Wednesday we have class at 9:30, so hopefully you've already watched this before class, and if you have questions, you can come ask. See you guys on Wednesday.